What's going on, guys? Welcome back to a brand new video. So the next major update we have for Call of Duty is the Season 2 update. This one is expected to go live on January 29th, which is going to be on a Wednesday around 3 weeks from today. Now, usually the first update for a Call of Duty is the worst, so Season 1 is notoriously just always awful. We've seen it with MW2. MW3 was quite a bit of an exception, but it still wasn't the best season compared to what we ended up getting on later down the line. So we're hoping that for Black Ops 6, it's the same case here. And usually what makes Season 1 so bad is the season is overextended for a longer period of time for the reason that there's holidays in between. So you have Christmas, you have New Year's. Devs usually go out of the offices. They're not able to work on the future updates or future content that's coming into the game. So they sort of have to delay their major updates until they can comfortably come back in, work on these updates, schedule them, and then release them, which is why Season 2 is starting so late in January, because they need time to prepare for that update. And so they took most of that time by extending Season 1. So at the end of the day, Season 1 will usually take the fall for the upcoming seasons that are going to be filled with more content, and they're going to be a lot shorter. Now, before we talk about the major changes coming in Season 2, I want to remind you guys that I am doing a operator bundle giveaway. If you guys want a chance to win one for yourself, all you got to do is comment down below your Activision ID, and if you end up winning, I'll add you and gift you the operator bundle that you want. And I'll be picking the next winner in an upcoming video. Anyways, jumping back into it, so the first thing that we ended up getting for today in terms of news is Call of Duty dropped a brand new trailer. This is pretty much just marketing for a new bundle that released, and that is the Call of Duty Squid Game 2 VIP's operator bundle. The trailer was around 30 seconds long, just showcasing that it's now available in the store. They did update the store to add that in. That is the second bundle now available in the Squid Games crossover collaboration. But anyways, quick word from our sponsor, Mitch Cactus. It's a store that can get you the most exclusive operators, help you unlock the Black Ops 6 mastery camos such as Dark Matter, Abyss, and Nebula. And if you want to hit Master Prestige even faster, they can also help you out with that. They don't use unlock tools or mods, so you know it's 100% legitimate, and they have over 10,000 verified reviews on Trustpilot. You can use code TRIDZO for a 5% discount. The link will be down in the description. Now, over the last couple of weeks, we've seen Call of Duty updates. We've seen Treyarch on Twitter posting about the consistent different issues and problems that we've seen across multiplayer, zombies, as well as Warzone. Now, the problem is most times when they tweet out about these issues, they don't fix them. What they say is we have scheduled these fixes for the Season 2 update. So basically, that's telling us that all the problems that we currently have in the game, all the issues that we are facing, are all scheduled to be fixed with the Season 2 update when those patch notes drop. So this is why the Season 2 update is just so hyped right now among creators, among players, because everyone is waiting to see if all of the problems that we've had over the last couple of months with Black Ops 6 are going to get solved with this one update, as they continuously mention and continuously say they're scheduling for the Season 2 update. Well, we do have a look at the Trello board. These are all of the issues that they have recorded and are currently looking and working on fixing. So for the multiplayer side of things, they said global known issues. The roped in and pinky up finishing moves currently do not kill enemies. These are the Squid Game finishing moves that we ended up getting added, and we did see a short clip on where someone would do the finishing move and the player would actually not get eliminated. So they never fixed that. It's just something that I guess they have scheduled for that next big update. And then we have the Dark Ops calling cards display as classified, and the calling card showcases to other players who haven't earned them yet. Not really a big issue, but it's there. Some players have a non-melee weapon added to a dedicated melee slot in new custom classes, and this has been a thing for quite a while now, and it does get annoying, especially if you're playing ranked play and you're trying to move a little bit faster by pulling out your melee weapon. It'll end up putting out another AR or another weapon like that. But the next thing that we have, multiplayer known issues. Free-for-all scoreboard may not be accurately calculated, so some people will get first place and it will not give them the win, and that's a little bit frustrating for those of you guys who care about your stats and you want to see those wins and get that extra XP boost. But then following that, they said medal and level up notifications are no longer displaying in hardcore. Players will notice that some killer calling card challenges do not show their recorded progress in the menus. Players may sometimes notice progression levels are incorrect on the in-game scoreboard. So these are the multiplayer issues that they've addressed. Now, I personally think there's a lot more problems in multiplayer. Just to give you an example, the XP earn rate, it doesn't seem to be as accurate. We saw test this out with multiple different matches during double XP weekend, and he saw that it just wasn't calculating correctly. Sometimes he would gain XP, sometimes he wouldn't gain XP for some of the eliminations that he got. So there seems to be some sort of an underlying issue alongside that for the kills that you get, and and the XP that it counts towards. But anyways, the next mode that we have, this is for zombies. So it says some players may experience missing visual effects in certain areas of Citadel de Mor. Then there's some players may encounter a scenario where a vermin can attack twice during a single attack. This was actually supposed to be fixed in the last update, but apparently they didn't launch it, and then they have rescheduled it for season 2. Then there's another one that says players may experience a crash if using an elemental sword in Citadel de Mor while Ether Shroud is active with the Void Sheath augment. And then the last one that we have here, players lose all in-magazine ammo for some weapons when applying armor plates. So zombies doesn't have the biggest issues. I feel like out of all of the modes, zombies is probably the best one to play and enjoy, just at the fact that out of all the modes, I haven't gotten the most crashes on it. Obviously, if you crash during zombies, it's a terrible experience, but it doesn't crash as much as Warzone does. You don't have to deal with hackers and the crazy glitches and things like that that pretty much will ruin the experience. I feel like zombies has less of that. But following that, which is the one that has the biggest problems out of the entire game, is going to be Warzone, and this one has massive problems. So first off, there's the issue global. So for PC, crashing and stability reports, submit a PC crash report to help us identify, investigate, and resolve game crashes. So this is a big issue where people just try to load into a game and automatically crash. And the thing is, it's not just for PC. So when you look at the issues for Battle Royale, Resurgence, and Plunder, it says all platforms. We're investigating reports of some loading screens causing instances of freezing or crashing, and this was actually started a couple of days ago, added to the Trello board. The next one that we have, we're investigating a number of various isolated issues. See card description for the full list. And then when you click on it, it says player parachutes are automatically deploying when falling from ladders. Players are unable to loot after redeploying to the field. Players are unable to revive their downed teammates. Players are visibly stuck in the down state. The cost of items in the buy station is inconsistent. Players do not automatically pick up plates dropped by other players. So this was actually started at the very beginning of December. So this was before they even left on their break. So you can see why people are frustrated, because issues like these have been in the game for well over a month and they just have not been solved. But following that, there's also another one that says we're investigating an issue where self-reviving with the survivor perk equipped is causing players to remain stuck in an unrevivable state. Then there's the switch to second weapon keybind under advanced combat keybinds, causing players to pull out their backup pistol when attempting to swap their secondary weapon. Then they said we're investigating an issue that is causing players to spectate the wrong enemy once eliminated. That's not really the biggest issue, but we're investigating an issue where occasionally it prevents players from looting items on the ground. Imagine you're trying to grab a self-revive or a kill streak or something like that and you can't even grab it. That's an issue that always happens. And then they're also investigating multiple problems preventing players from applying new armor plates. And if you don't play Warzone, you can see why a Warzone player would get mad trying to put on armor plates and the game is bugging out, glitching, and then they get shot at and eliminated. Then you have the reflexes perk description is missing the following detail, creates an audible warning of nearby enemy equipment. They're also investigating an issue where some players are unable to deploy kill streaks at all, where they're investigating an issue preventing some active contract icons from appearing on the HUD. And then all platforms investigating reports of audio issues across Warzone, including concerns regarding footstep audio, will share any updates as they become available. And the craziest part is these last three were actually started in the month of November. So right when season 1 started, these issues came into the game and haven't been fixed for a couple of months. But the next one that we have for issues in ranked play, it says body shield has been disabled while we investigate a known exploit. And then we are investigating longer than intended queue times in ranked play. Most cases are due to squads having large differences in rank brackets. Now, as for the restricted items, the first one really isn't a bug. The second one says the two following weapons have been restricted while we investigate related issues, the Core 45 handgun and the Spear melee weapon, and they've also disabled Rebirth Island in private matches while they investigate an issue. Now, one of the biggest issues that we have here that wasn't mentioned on the Trello board are the cheaters. Now, we did get an update for that one. Call of Duty updates posted. They said an update from Team Ricochet. Several additional detections have been deployed over the last week. Over 20,000 accounts have been banned for engaging in boosting and cheating behavior, targeting rank play in Warzone and Black Ops 6. They enhanced data center safeguards to ensure a more secure experience for BO6 rank play. Team Ricochet remains active with teams working throughout the holidays, as outlined in our December update. And when you click on that, they mentioned that they're going to be doing huge updates in Season 2. So it says, looking forward, the team is developing major updates for Ricochet anti-cheat systems, including our kernel level driver and brand new server-side protections launching during Season 2 and Season 3. More on those updates as we get closer to those season launches. So it looks like they're going to be over overhauling, updating them, and changing them up in a completely big way. So we're gonna get an idea at exactly what major changes are gonna happen a couple days before, maybe at least a week before the season 2 update goes live. So we'll know if they're actually working on banning these cheaters, and once the update goes live, we'll actually see if it works. But what are your thoughts and opinions based on these issues that we're currently seeing so far? If there are problems that you haven't seen here being mentioned in their Trello board, that means they don't even know about them or they're not acknowledging them. So what you can do is submit a report, and they actually take a look at these reports. That's how they figure out and schedule these types of updates from players reporting all these different problems. So be very vocal in terms of the problems that you are facing and what you want to see solved in the game. Obviously, the last thing that I want to talk about is they're also going to be doing major weapon balance updates. Obviously, what they'll do there is change up the meta a little bit. Make sure the game is fresh, at least Warzone and multiplayer. They're going to nerf and buff quite a couple of different weapons. At the moment, they didn't tell us exactly which weapons are going to see the buffs, which ones are going to see the nerfs, but almost every single time they do one of these updates, there are new weapons that become a part of the meta, and it sort of gives you a different experience of playing the game when you're trying out a completely different weapon, a different new loadout. That will make the game feel a lot better. So that's something that's also going to be scheduled. We haven't gotten a weapon balance update in quite a while. I don't even think we saw one in Reloaded. So there's going to be some very big updates coming in, and that's going to be changing everything in terms of all of the weapons and what's used and what's not. So expect big changes with that. I believe the patch notes are also going to be dropping a couple days before the actual update goes live, so shortly after the marketing, and we're going to make a video covering all that. But that's all they got for you guys in this one. Thank you guys for tuning in, and hopefully I'll be seeing you guys back on the channel again. Peace.